Hi, do you want to see my cage and all things little spacey? Let's go. So this is my cage and it's situated, as you would have seen, directly to the door as you come in. There's a few things about this cage that I love. I decorated it all myself. I've had it for years. It's just a large sized dog cage that I've put fairy lights in. Some people like to feel exposed in their cage. I personally don't. That's why I've got what do you call them? Like big canvases. I think I went canvases. I don't know. But I went to Camden Market years ago, and I got these big like draping canvases, and I just put them over it because I don't like feeling exposed, if that makes sense. As well, this is just a dog bed that I've put blankets over as well. I've decorated it a little bit with like, I think that's like fake mistletoe from Christmas. What else? Oh, I've got some things. So this is a pillow Daddy got me for Christmas. Not this year, last year. It says, pineapple gives the biggest hugs, bestest and biggest hugs. And it's got Winnie the Pooh on it. What else? Oh, I've got like, I don't know whether you can see this, but this is a draft excluder, but I liked it because it is yellow and it's comfy. So there's that I really like. I've got a pig because it's squishy. I don't really like the texture of these, but it's squishy to like lay on. Does that make sense? I've got a Winnie the Pooh rattle, which normally lives on the door, but yeah, I've got a big bear. Yeah. So other things about this cage that I like, I've got a chew so I can like, you know, because I, as a neurodivergent anxious girl, I bite the inside of my mouth a lot, so chews are really helpful. I keep things like colouring nearby when I want to, so I've got loads of pens, I've got lots of different colouring books. I'm currently working my way through Kinky Kraken's colouring book. I will link them because I love them. I love them as people. They are amazing human beings and they make really cute things and they're so lovely and I love them. So another thing that normally lives on the side of the cage is this padlock. I don't know the passcode for this. Daddy knows the passcode. I am not allowed to know the passcode for this. And what this is for is if Daddy wants to lock me in my cage at any point for any reason, whether that's during a session, whether that's just because he feels like I need some downtime to chill in my cage for a bit, whatever the reason, Daddy can lock the cage and I don't know the combination. Obviously that's spoken about beforehand. He doesn't just do it unwilling, like he obviously I consent to it, do you know what I mean? Like I consent to it first. People often ask me things like, does Daddy ever come in the cage and what are the rules around that? And the cage is like my safe space. The cage is my safe space, so Daddy will never enter the cage at any point unless I've agreed to it or I want him to, or we've spoken about it and it's involved in a scene in some way. So yeah, this is like my little area, you know? The same as like if you have a teepee or like a play tent or you've got a whole room. I personally like the feel of a cage. It makes me feel secure and safe. And yeah, I quite often get asked about how often I use my cage. Is it just for DGLG things? And honestly, no, it's used for so many things. I generally just use it as a place to chill. It helps with my anxiety quite a lot. I like feeling secure without feeling claustrophobic. It is involved in obviously DJG things or in sessions, scenes, whatever it might be. It can be, but it absolutely doesn't have to be. I quite happily spend a lot of time in my cage when it's nothing to do with that. It's just a safe place for me to be. People often ask, do I ever sleep in the cage? No, I don't really, but that's because I struggle really badly with sleeping. I find it really hard to sleep, even in a bed. So no, I don't sleep in the cage, but if I'm having a bit of a rough night for whatever reason and I can't sleep, I will come and get in the cage because it makes me feel a little bit less stressed and anxious about the fact that I can't sleep. We have this stool that I made. It's a punishment stool. It's got the like spiky things on. When I tell you this hurts to sit on, it hurts to sit on. I made Daddy try it because I was like, if you're gonna make me do it, I want you to know the experience. It hurts. Really hurts. It's also used as a thing for a tripod or whatever you call that. So that just lives about. We don't hide that. So we also have things like this, which says precious little one, about like just as decor because we think it's cute. Building rainbow things because it's cute, and it's also really fun to see how high you can make it without it falling over, and other fun activities. We've also got things like this, and I cannot remember what it's called for the life of me, but this is about I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this from here, but we've got like teddies and we've got soft floor mats, I want to say play mats, whatever they're called. They're on the floor when they live there because it makes it comfier to sit on. We've got obviously things like our own decor, like the sunshine, the cloud, mirrors, teddies. We've got like Lenny who lives on the sofa, and obviously like Eeyore just like chilling. Oh, and we've also got these other things. So just also hanging about on our windowsill, we have things like building blocks, and this has also got a train set in it as well, which I sometimes get out, and things like fidget toys just everywhere because everyone loves a fidget toy. People often ask, are you not scared what people think? Do you tell them about your dynamic? And to be honest, we don't openly like tell people, but like if they ask, they ask. We're not hiding anything. We don't care. Like things like I will always sit on the floor regardless of who's here because that's my place. I sit on the floor at Daddy's feet or whatever because that's just what we do. We don't hide any toys or anything like that. So yeah, we don't hide the cage doesn't go away. The only time the cage goes away is if like family are coming over, but we just say to people it just helps me and it's a safe space for my anxiety. Like that's all true. We don't lie about it. It's the same with like room decor. We don't hide anything. The only thing we do sometimes hide is our reward chart and stuff if people are coming over. But the Winnie the Pooh map doesn't come down. The letters, the pictures, anything else doesn't come down. The artwork, etc. doesn't come down. Everything stays up, and we kind of think, well, think what you think, you know? Like, we're not bothered. Our friends really don't care at all. So that's kind of how our cage works in our dynamic and how it helps me. I am also autistic and I use it a lot when I'm like overstimulated or overwhelmed. It helps me kind of like ground myself again and cope a bit more. I also have quite a lot of anxiety and I find my cage really helps when I'm really anxious or when I don't feel particularly good. I find it's a really good way of coping. That and some like colouring or playing a game, quizzes, whatever it might be, you know. So yeah, but if a cage isn't your thing, that's totally okay. It doesn't have to be. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Some people use teepees, play tents. Maybe it's just making a blanket fort on the floor or whatever it is. But yeah, that's how it works for us. If you have any questions about it or anything else, please feel free to give us a message, and yeah.